Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my podcast. So, episode 8 is the podcast finale. I will be doing a season 2 of the Feels podcast, and I will actually have more speakers. So, for season 1 of my podcast, I wanted it to just be me solo, expressing and articulating my thoughts, my feelings, emotions, and ideas. But for season 2, I'm actually going to have other people on the podcast so that we can gauge different perspectives. Yeah, thank y'all for following me thus far. Today's podcast is about understanding that everybody can't have access to you. Everybody doesn't deserve you. You can't have everybody around you. And this is very personal to me because Spirit has placed me in an isolation period. And for a long time, like I took it personal, like, oh my God, I can't make friends, or the friends that I did have, they weren't good friends. So I had to cut them off and it made me feel lonely. But then I had to realize that Spirit put me in this isolation period for a reason, because isolation leads to transformation. Transformations lead to revelations, honey. And I started to realize that being by myself taught me a lot about myself because I was surrounded by people who projected onto me, people who sent evil eye towards me, people who stole my ideas, people who didn't even fucking believe in me, people who didn't see the best in me, people who saw me as the underdog and saw themselves as the phoenix. Like, I was around a lot of people that underestimated me, that overlooked me, that misjudged me. And being alone with myself has shown me my true character. And I've realized that I am never what these people said I was. They didn't take a look in the mirror. Because a lot of these people, a lot of these old friendships I've been in, old relationships, even family members that I have cut off, the way that they treated me was literally a reflection of how they felt about themselves. And when I spent time with myself, I became a scientist. I became a scientist. I'm like, let me test this out. Let me see, let me create the hypothesis and figure out if what people say about me is actually true. It's not really true. It's not, because the things that people can point out in you so viciously are things that they don't like about themselves. Like, it's so weird how people can tell you consistently and obsessively that you're this kind of person, but the whole time it's them. The whole time. And spending time with myself has taught me how to value myself, how to validate my own emotions and experiences, because people don't have to believe in something that happened to me for it to be true because they weren't there. So how can they figure out what was real and what was fake? A lot of people feel like they know other people better than they know themselves. Like, you don't know people better than they know themselves. A lot of people barely know they damn selves. So how the fuck can they know you? How? We just live in a society, like, this generation is very arrogant, very egotistical, and very entitled. They think they know shit about people that they don't know. You make an assumption that's not even based on a fact, based on an observation, something that you've seen, and you in your mind came up with the idea that, oh, it's this, it must be this, so she must be this type of person. No, I've had a lot of that. Like, I went through a lot of that in school, and I'm overcoming that shit. Like, I am. Because I know that I'm not what these motherfuckers say I am. And I'm cussing because I'm in my Sagittarius element today. I just woke up feeling like, you know what? Fuck these people. Fuck their feelings. Fuck their opinions, because it doesn't matter. One thing that I've learned from being alone is that you define yourself. Like, you literally define yourself. Like, you're the magician. You have the power to create your reality. What you say about yourself goes, not what other people say. What you say about yourself goes. Thinking makes it so. When you constantly ruminate on negativity, it manifests, right? So what will happen if you constantly ruminated on positivity and the good things about yourself? You're going to see that being reflected back to you in your reality, because that's what your reality is. A compilation of the things you think about, a compilation of the things you feel, the things you talk about. So when I started being by myself, I started to look at myself in a different light. I started to see the divinity in myself. I started to see my strengths. Like, hey, I'm actually good at this. Hey, I actually have a gift. I have a talent. But when I was around all those old people, I couldn't see that about myself. Let me tell y'all something. Sometimes people can see the beauty in you, but they just hope you don't see it. They try to block you from seeing it and instead keep you trapped, keep you thinking that something is wrong with you, but nothing is wrong with you. Everything is right with you. And this is not to say that I haven't made mistakes in the past or that I'm just flawless. No, because I can look back at past relationships and friendships and see where I went wrong and I can hold myself accountable. But I can also look at how that person treated me and realize that I did not deserve that at all. I didn't. I didn't. And it has taken me a very long time to reach this part of my life because in the past, I used to always blame myself for why a friendship ended, why a relationship ended. Well, but what I didn't realize about myself is that I was just letting anybody in. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, here's the analogy. Let's say you have a house, right? You have a big, beautiful house. You have a lot of nice things in your house. You work for that. But you letting everybody in, right? You letting everybody from the street come into your house. You don't know these people. You don't know their intentions. Some of these people is got mud on the bottom of their shoes, tracking up your floor. Some of these people is breaking the items in your house. Some of these people is stealing the items in your house. Some of these people is running the house when they ain't paying no bills in the house. You get what I'm saying? I was just letting anybody into my house, letting all types of energies. And what the house for me is the analogy of my life, right? That's what I'm using the house as an analogy of. I was just letting anybody into my life. I was accepting of anybody. I lacked discernment. And that is something that has strengthened with me being by myself. I've learned how to observe people. I've learned how to listen more than I talk to see how motherfuckers really move because people will talk a good game or they'll pretend to be a good listener and find out things about you to manipulate you later on. And that's why I've learned to listen to people, let them talk, because that's how you're going to figure out what people's true motivations are. Because people come with red flags. We just don't want to see it. And I think in the past, I was stuck in being like this, oh, everybody's a good person. We live in a peaceful world. No, we don't. We don't. We live in a cold world. And despite it being a cold world, you can still find that peace, but you cannot assume that everybody is as good as you. Everybody has a good heart. No, they don't. A lot of people don't even realize that they have been taken over by other entities because of the music they listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because of the foods that they eat, because of the things that they're consuming. And it's not even just food. It's who you're around. It's the advice you listen to. It's the things you believe in. It's the things you speak from your own mouth. That contributes to what is inside of you. And a lot of people don't even know that they've just picked up so much negative energy and entities to where they're not even seeing the world clearly. So how the fuck can they see you clearly? Like a lot of people in this day and age, in my opinion, are robotic. Because anything social media say, it's like social media is the rule book. If social media say this, we gotta believe that. If social media say do this, it's some Simon Says type shit. I said that in one of my readings, but it really is. People move like Simon Says. Oh, the leaders say this, like you're too scared to actually believe in yourself and take a chance. So you become a follower and let somebody lead you. What the fuck? Assuming that the person leading you is just a good person. Nah, I could never take that route. That's why I'm on the road less traveled. I'm doing it by myself. And I've had people laugh at me. I've had people judge me. And it's mostly people from my past. Like that's the funny thing. It's never really like, oh, excuse me, I had to take a pause, y'all. But it's never like people that I've just met in college or the people are around me. It's always people from my past judging me, throwing shade, hating, but I don't give a fuck because they're mad that I'm not the same person that I used to be. They're mad that they can't take advantage of me. They're mad that they can't tell my business anymore because they don't know what's going on in my life. They're mad because they don't have access to me. Number one, that's what they're mad at. But how can you have access to somebody that you mistreat, that you project onto, that you don't even believe in, that you're trying to sabotage, that you're cheating on? You know what I'm saying? What logical sense does it make for me to have you in my life if you're not even going to respect me and do right by me? Makes no fucking sense, you know? And I'm a bad person for cutting you off. No, I think I'm in my right mind to cut you off. I think I'm moving accordingly as I should be because life is too short to have motherfuckers around you who don't even want to respect you. In 2022, I lost two family members back to back. 2021, I lost a family member. In 2020, I've lost a family member. So within these past 3 years, 2020, 21, 22, 2022, I've learned that life is too damn short. You never know when your last day is going to be. So why the hell would you surround yourself with people that don't give a fuck about you? With people who are using you for your gifts and talents, but don't even want to compliment you or give you the praise that you deserve. People that want to see your downfall, people that want you to fail. I didn't want people like that around me. So I cut their asses off and I don't regret it because cutting these people off, deleting all these people off my social media, my life has gotten better. Things have happened for me. Doors of opportunity have opened to me because I've cut off people that were the blockage. Sometimes people in your life, the people that say they got you the most, those are the motherfuckers that are the blockers. They the cock blockers. You know how people say people are cock blockers when you're trying to holler at somebody? No, people are cock blockers to your blessings. People are cock blockers. It's weird because everybody is a spiritual being, whether you're religious or not. You have intuition. So people can feel when something good is going to happen to you, or people can just see that you're destined for greatness. And instead of focusing on their own greatness and what they're destined for, they'll try to stop you in your tracks or try to slow you down. But the solution to that is cutting people off. And what I've noticed is that when I cut people off, they're very bitter. But it's like I don't understand. I don't understand because you didn't even do right by me. You were talking behind my back. You didn't even fucking care about me. Like I had a lot of friends that didn't give a fuck about me. I had a lot of people I dated that didn't even love me for real. I don't care what they say. That wasn't love. If you love somebody, if you truly love somebody, you would never do them like that. The way that they did me, that wasn't love. Maybe it was infatuation, but it wasn't love. Never that. So, no, I don't feel guilty for cutting people off. I don't. I don't. And some people have said that, oh, she's ice cold now. You damn right. And honestly, I'm only ice cold to people that have fucked me over. I'm not just a cold person in general. No. I'm still warm. I'm still kind, but I limit my kindness. I give it out in doses to people who deserve it. I can still hold the door open for people. I can still compliment people, but I'm not going to be always engaging in small talk or sitting here and tell you my business or, oh, you automatically my friend. No, it's levels to this shit. It's levels to being in my life. And I think that for me, that was the game changer because I used to just accept anybody, listen to a sob story, be supportive of the wrong people that didn't even fucking support me, allow people to use me, didn't even realize it. But then when I realized it, I changed and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that for myself because for a long time, man, I just remember feeling like I was nothing, feeling like I didn't matter, feeling like my voice didn't matter. But when God put me in this isolation period, when Spirit put me in this isolation period, it was like Spirit was giving me this mirror and like, look at you. This is who you've always been. This is what I've been trying to show you. But these motherfuckers around you been trying to block that. So I say all this to say, watch who you have around you. Because while people can add to your happiness, they can also take away from it. And usually you'll have people around you that want to take away from it because people are just miserable. I don't care how good they look on social media. I don't care how much money they make or how much materialistic things that they have. It doesn't even matter if they live in a life of luxury. They're not truly happy. Somebody can have more than you and be mad. I had friends that had more than me and was mad at me because I found joy, true joy. Even when I was going through the worst times, I found joy. I found something to laugh at. I found some positivity to hold on to. People will be mad at you for that, believe it or not. But you can't have everybody around you. Oh, another analogy that I'm getting is if you a queen, you got a castle, you can't let the peasants in. Now, that's what came at the end. I just heard that in my head. But yeah, like Also, there's another quote too. You got the kingdom, but you accept the people from the village. Nah, nah, nah. You got to know who's worth your energy. Not everybody is worth it. Not everybody is worth what you can give. Not everybody is deserving. And I know sometimes people feel like that sounds harsh, but it's true. Some people, you'll do the most for them and they won't even appreciate it. They won't even give a fuck. When you know that you sacrifice so much for them. I've had people like that in my life. I've done the most for, but they didn't care. And some people will turn around and tell you, well, I didn't ask you to do that. And those is when you cut them off. Those type of people you cut off and you keep it pushing because they're ungrateful. People know when you're doing something good for them and they try to act like they don't see it or it doesn't matter. It does matter. And you deserve to have people around you that are grateful for you, that are thankful for you, not people that are always complaining about you and projecting onto you and bringing up shit from years ago. Like I had a friend do that to me. Like, why didn't you tell me when it happened? Like that's not being a good friend. You know what I'm saying? And I've done that too, like hold things in, but I'm realizing that it's just not a way to live. That's why I made this fucking podcast in the first place because I want to learn how to express myself more, express my truths, what I think and what I feel, and have my own space to do that because I've always grown up with people trying to correct my perception or try to debate with how I feel, not realizing that how you feel and how I feel can coexist at the same time. You know, we just live in a society where people feel like everything's, right or wrong. There's no in between, you know? So I've given myself a voice and I've realized that I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm a beautiful person. Despite what people from the past think, it don't fucking matter. That was my little rant, y'all. This was the season finale. So thank y'all for rocking with me with all 8 episodes. I went a little savage mode in this one because that we have an eclipse and then in 2 days there's going to be a full moon, so I'm just moving in alignment because full moons are about release and I'm releasing how I feel. I'm releasing it and letting it go. So thank y'all for listening. Peace.